it is actually the last Sunday of the year in 2 days to the end of 2024. I hope we are anticipating to have amazing 2025. Well, welcome to Atn Sunday on Atn Television Network. Atn Sunday is a syndicated live program of the network featuring chit-chatting and conversation on special interest topics, news, events, and stories through correspondence reports, expert opinion, and stakeholders analysis. Stories we'll be discussing today. The first is from Delta State that 1 has been shot and 8 arrested during protest. In Edo State, Oshimole laws Ebola for setting new records. And from Sokoto State, we have that terrorist explosion killed villagers and not airstrikes, DHQ. Innovation FG summons airline CEOs over flight delays and cancellations. In the oil and gas sector, we have the CBN raises concern over production targets. And about the Oyo State stampede, we have that Falana has urged the federal government to compensate families of victims, of the stampede victims. And ECOWAS defends Nigeria against Niger's destabilization claims. And finally, from the United States, Trump urges Supreme Court to pause the ban against TikTok. We are open for advert placements, bookings, and commercials. You can connect with us on all our Atn socials on Facebook and YouTube, on Atn Television Network, on Instagram and TikTok, on Atn TV Network 1, and Twitter on Atn TV Net. Watch us live on our website at www.atn.net.work.tv. We'll go on a quick break. When we return, we will dive into the stories for today and introduce our guests with us here at the studio to stay with us. Welcome back. With us at the studio is no other than Victor Nsieme. He's a socio-political analyst and a regular on Atn Sunday show. It's a pleasure to have you here with us.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year in advance.
Thank you.
Happy Sunday.
Thank you. One person has been reportedly shot by a group of vigilantes and 8 others arrested by the police attached to the Otu Jeremy Police Divisional Headquarters, Ugeli South local government area of Delta State, following a protest embarked upon by women of Okpare community in Olomu Kingdom. Tension had risen in Okpare Olomu town Thursday after Nigerian military personnel invaded the community with 3 Hilux vehicles around 3:30 a.m., leaving residents on edge, with reports indicating that the soldiers took control of the community town hall by force to stop its annual general conference. Following the military invasion and the butchered annual conference of the Okpare community on Thursday, women numbering over 1,000 on Friday protested to the palace of Owerode of Olomu Kingdom, condemning the deployment of military and other security agencies to stop the annual conference of the community. The protesting women, while throwing their support behind the Otaka-led leadership in the community, stressed that those against the conference over the sale of land had something to hide and pleaded with the Olomu monarch to intervene in the crisis in the interest of sustaining the peace in the kingdom. Atn gathered that during the protests which turned bloody, a youth identified as John Ogedebe was reportedly shot by the member of the vigilante group drafted to support the military personnel who earlier invaded the community to prevent its annual general conference from holding on Thursday. First off, I want us to drive our attention from the angle of this police brutality, because we got here from the story that the military actually invaded into the conference they were actually having by force, and it's always gets into the parts where those in the security power that have the security power always feel like they have the right to do certain things and get away with it. But I don't really know what you think about the situation in Delta State. What do you have to say?
First things first, I sympathize with those that are, or the guy that had lost his life. It's quite unfortunate. He was hale and hearty and he didn't get to see the end of the year. Secondly, I have to condemn the military because they don't know their job. What's the job of the military? Territorial, to protect our territories from external invasion or forces. Now, what are they doing in the community? Probably one VIP somewhere had called them. Please, maybe he's not. Now, see the distance there. It's an annual thing. That means it's not just something that just came up. It's an annual thing. So probably there should be a VIP somewhere that his interest won't be protected. You understand? That is now looking for a way to invade or to use the military to invade the community. Remember what happened in still the same Delta area? I've forgotten the name of the community that they beheaded some military personnel and stuff like that. It was still the same scenario. Someone inviting the military. Are you supposed to invite the military? Is the military the police? Is the military the courts? If you are aggrieved over a particular thing or you want to stop a meeting, why not go to court, get an injunction? That's if you are being granted an injunction. You get an injunction to stop it. Not using the military powers. This is that's like oppressing people. Now the vigilante guys now, he has killed one of his own.
Because he's trying to side.
Taking side. Now he has killed one of his own. Probably he will be running for the rest of his life. If not killed too.
Yes.
So this thing I think is just the military or the system in which we're running on. On a norm, the military is not supposed to have anything whatsoever to do there. You see the military in elections. You see the military even escorting civilians now, which is not supposed to be so. Someone will have an issue with you. They'll call the military people. So it's funny. It's not a good one. It's not a good one, honestly, because this protest thing, you're supposed to use the what's it called? Even it was a peaceful protest.
Yes.
But the people, maybe they were still not okay. They had to still go further, like trying to oppress because this is the right word to use, oppressing the people.
Yes. So
it's a bad one. I condemn it in its entirety. It's not a good one.
Okay, and your own personal thoughts, what do you think? Because most times when we have conversations like this, we'll be like, what should the government do? Because these are agencies that are governed by, they are chaired by the government. What do you think that the security agencies or the governments that are in charge of this military should actually do in situations like this, that it will not be a continuous process, something that happens all the time?
The government should call their men to order. They should be proactive. They should be proactive. The military have no business whatsoever coming to the communities. Now imagine if the community people had maybe shot at the military, maybe some miscreants there had shot at the military, maybe an officer dies or 2 or 3 officers. The entire formation will invade that community and wipe them out. Whereas we should look, what is the cause of this thing? Why should the military go there?
And oftentimes you see cases
Is
where
there
this citizens, this residents will fight back.
You understand? That's the thing.
Some of this military
and the next thing they will say, you've killed the military. You've killed the military man, blah, 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 blah. And the next minute they will invade the community. They are not supposed to be there. This is a civil issue. They should, you can't just call the military and they will just come. I think those guys that came should be fished out and prosecuted. They are not supposed to be there. For whatever reason, they are not supposed to be there. You see them invading this is pure invasion. They will be invading our communities, doing whatever they feel like doing.
Harassing people.
Collecting money, mounting toll gates and everything. It's not, or checkpoints and everything. It's not funny. So if the government wants to really stop this thing, they should start with, treating the mess up of those people. It happened in Delta the other time.
It's also happening.
It's happening in Delta again. It has been happening. So it's not a good one. I remember there was once I had what's it called, house issues. Paid an agent. I got the house and the rest of them. The other one came back that he's the person that owns the house, like he's the agent in charge of the house. I was like, I don't understand. I paid this one. So who are you? I don't even know you. The next thing, someone was calling me. I saw it on Truecaller. I was like, something Army. Said, I had your rent. I said, yes. Any issue? He so and so and so. I said, come now, come with your men. Come. Then you know that there are people that knows their right very well. If they don't remove your uniform, just don't call me Victor again. And that was how that thing died off. So imagine these people now going there and maybe there was a reprisal attack or there was an attack on them and they died. So the government needs to be very careful. They need to caution their people. The military, it's not a war situation. This is an annual conference. An annual conference, it's a yearly thing. They need to caution their people. Not everything you are going to is not a war situation. So what is going on? Why are you invading the community? Why are you oppressing the people? A civilian will call you, probably pay you peanuts, and you come here to oppress their people. It is wrong. So the government needs to fish them out, prosecute them for people to see. Even the persons that had called them should be prosecuted too. It is wrong.
Okay, thank you so much on that, Victor. Considering the South-South situation, we have that in Edo State, that former governor of Edo State, Senator Atn Sunday, has scored Governor Monday Okpebholo high on his first months in office, saying he has set a new record in the history of governance in the state. Oshomole gave the assessment on Thursday while speaking to newsmen at his residence in Iyaho, Istako West local government area of Edo State, expressing satisfaction with Governor Okpebholo's pragmatic approach to governance. Oshomole expressed joy that Edo people can now experience true and practical governance after 8 years of former Governor Godwin Obaseki. We have in the history of Edo for the first time a governor who started making appointments from the first day in office. No day, no minutes, no seconds is lost. He also made a number of profound decisions with this few days in office. Everyone in Edo is a witness to the fact that the governor from day one kicked the ground running, appointing people into critical positions so that those sectors do not lack. For example, Justice, Health and SUBEB suburb, because the issue of basic education is very dear to his heart and you cannot suspend it for a few minutes, he said. I'm sure you were aware about the issue of Okpebholo appointing given appointment, if I'm not mistaken, just few minutes into office. And then there's been this confrontation, there's been this issue of local government chairman, him saying they should be removed, and then court saying no, they should remain, and then we're getting Okpebholo. There's just been this good, bad scenario from the time Okpebholo, got into office as the governor of Edo State. Well, we have Oshomole praising him that he has actually done so well. After 1 month in office, he compared him to his predecessor, Godwin Obaseki. You know, during that Godwin Obebolo actually did better after 1 month than his predecessor has actually done for the past 4 years. Well, I wanted to get your thoughts. Do you agree with Oshomole that Obebolo has actually done well, you know, for him to get these praises from Oshomole?
Oshomole. Well, he will praise him high, you know, because he's back to power. After 8 years, he's back to power. He will praise him because he appointed his own son as the commissioner for health. At least the thing had entered his family again. He will praise him because the man wants to dissolve a legally, constitutionally, what's it called? A constitutional body, being the local government, doing the wrong thing. He will praise him in 1 month. He should also praise him for not being able to call figures when presenting budgets. You know, these politicians, they have a way of getting on people's nerves. Someone has just been there for 21 working days. 21 working days. You're praising him. So what's special about it that he made appointments on the very first day in office? Don't they have directors there in the ministries that are capable hands to, they are very capable to run the thing? So what's the commissioner's thing is just a political appointment, and he's saying he's praising them. What's he praising them for? Because he appointed the son and he's back to power. But I bet you very soon they'll fall out again. The Oshomole I know, Oshomole that I know, they'll fall out again. That was how he was praising Obaseki. Not until the whole thing turned sour. So
it's more like being on the side of whoever is
the feeding bottle is with him now. The bottle is with him. He is in power. They've succeeded. APC succeeded in getting Edo or winning Edo, as the case may be, and he's at the forefront of the whole thing. So right now it's as good as saying he's back as governor. Now they are back. The son was the first person they appointed, commissioner for health. I've forgotten the guy's name. Commissioner for health. He came out to defend it. His son is qualified and blah 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 blah. Why? His son is qualified. He's from Edo and the rest of them. But why must he be your own? Now you're praising the government. These people,
and Victor, are you trying to say in essence that Ebola hasn't really done anything to deserve?
He has done well in not being able to call figures.
Okay.
He has done well. This thing, I don't even understand this thing. No, that was his language. A governor, you cannot call figures. Something that is written, you're looking at it, and you're saying he has done well. And he has done well. To him, he has done well. At least this thing now, every month is something for him. I'm not accusing him though. I'm not saying. I'm just saying too. I am not saying, but I'm just saying. So these are politicians. They are funny set of people. Really funny set of people. If it's not going their way, the government is not working.
Okay.
The government is not doing good. If it's going their way, the governor is the perfect one. Let them fall out tomorrow. You know how the man is a polygamist. He's this, he's that, he's that. The same man, just like Obaseki that he brought, came out to be dragging himself, not even the former governor, dragging himself. Because you see people like, what's his name, Oshomole, saying some uncensored words on live television, calling someone's wife barren, and I should take such a person seriously. He's just one petty politician as far as Victor is concerned. Fine, he has grown through the ranks and everything, from being a labor leader to governor and now a senator. He has grown through the ranks, yes. But he's a petty person. So coming up to say in 21 days, I will use the word 21 working days.
21 working days.
You are now scoring someone high. Let's wait for 6 months. because let's wait for another 1 year.
Because things that he actually mentioned that Obebolo is doing are things that every governor that has been put into office, has been elected into office, is supposed to do. These are like this is why the people put you there. So in the aspect of health and education that he mentioned, this is where they are supposed to work on. Make sure that they are better. Like there was one time that Obebolo actually how do I put the word? I'm always running out of words. He criticized Obaseki, his former predecessor, that the Edo Best program, the initiative that was put in place, Obaseki did not, make use of it. He did not make sure that the citizens, the Edo citizen, actually got the educational satisfaction they were supposed to get. He made mention of the textbooks that were not distributed. I don't know if I had that conversation with you. Dilapidated classrooms. He was just mentioning some schools and calling names. He gave really severe instances. Calling and saying all of that. And one of the guest I had here was saying that instead of him pointing fingers at this, why not correct them? Why not make sure you're the one that put them in place instead of labeling your predecessor a bad person? Why not do your own part and let the people applaud you for what you have actually done, and all of that? Then let me go back to my question. The fact that Oshomole had to applaud Obebolo for what he has done, is this not what he is supposed to do as a governor of a state? Is this not what every citizen of a particular state, every resident of a particular state deserves from a governor that takes over, what takes the place for them? Because we put you there to head and cater for our needs.
In Nigeria here, once the governments have switched, every other thing switches. Every other thing goes to that particular end. You said you appointed a commissioner for health on the first day of work. Now, let me ask you, don't they screen commissioners no more? The assembly. He only announced the name. They were designated, or they were not even designated, they were just announced. The, what's it called? Assembly will have to do their job. You won't tell me that the assembly sat that same day now and approved.
So I screened him. You
understand me? Or they spread this thing. That's why they have directors. That's why they have permanent secretaries. You're supposed to. They have a transition what was it called? Period. He's even supposed to have a complete list, a complete team to work with. So having just commissioner for education or whatever for health, is that one enough? That period of 3 months, you're supposed to have your team on ground waiting to hit the grounds running. Since they are praising him, he was supposed to announce every commissioner's this thing from urban down to chieftaincy, human affairs, and everything. So, but now, see, you know that this thing is so political. The very first appointment you made was your, permit me to use the word, godfather's son. When you go through the lines, you know that the three or whatever appointments he has made, they are all linked one way or the other to Oshomole, his son, some aides, and all others. So they're saying they are just appointing 3, and you're saying he has done what nobody has done in Edo State. It's a shame. 3 months is enough to draft your full team. See, let's take Donald Trump for an example now. They have their Secretary of State. They have so many this thing now that it's not yet time. I think it should be, is it January also?
January. 3rd.
Yeah, January. They have already had their team, at least 70% of the team. Here you're having a minute and you're telling me you've done, the man have done what nobody have done. Yes, he has done what nobody have done now. Which governor have gone to the assembly this and he's mistaking figures, telling the world that this thing is hard though? If figures are hard, then how will he now govern? This people, they should stop playing with us. It's really, really, really wrong. It's really wrong. So since he's saying the guy have done it, no wahala. Let him enjoy his government and leave us.
Quickly, Victor, that's so funny. Well, I would love you to elaborate when you talked about the godfatherism. You know, the fact that Okpebolo put in people that are related to Oshomole. How does that correlate in the terms of politics? Does that mean that if I want to get into politics as a journalist, if I have a godfather, it's very easy for me?
Of course.
Even though I don't have the qualification.
Of course.
Okay.
What was Okpebolo's qualification? Have you checked this thing? What was his qualification? Not on national TV or live television that will start saying things. Maybe after now you pay me, I'll tell you. On a norm, what's his qualification? A man that cannot even speak good English, and you're telling us he's qualified. We're seeing godfatherism play in every end here. Let's take Rivers State for an example. When the former governor, in the person of E.N. Wike, brought, what's his name? Siminalayi Fubara.
So, are you saying that Governor Fubara wasn't elected as a governor for
well,
state?
Someone sold him to us.
Sold in what extent?
Someone sold him. Someone marketed.
The election was actually done.
No, election was done. Yes, but someone. Let's not pretend or let's not shy away from the truth here. Let's be Nigerians now.
Okay.
Now, someone sold him to us. We don't know this guy that much. Let's use the word that much. Someone sold him to us. This person is good. This person will take over from me, the legacy and everything. You understand? He sold him. We bought the ideas and we voted.
Okay.
So he was voted in by Rivers people.
Okay.
Now let's come to where the godfatherism now played in. Commissioners. It was the other one that had all the commissioner slots, and he said they were the ones that he used to deliver the present governor. Essays down to even ADC.
No, at least you agree with the fact that there was an election. And
I'm not saying yes. I said someone sold him. Just the way I am here now, I can go out and say, this lady, she's good, she's this, you understand me? She should be made maybe the chief press secretary to, you understand? And by the time you get there, I'll now tell you, your PA, your secretary, your this, all will come from me.
Okay.
I am now your godfather. I call the shots. You don't do anything without telling me. If I don't give you the permission, you won't do it. And that will affect your job. So right now, see, in the case of Edo State, we will not shy away from it. Oshomole sold or marketed, what am I even saying? He presented Obaseki then to Edo people. They bought the idea, they bought the guy, and they voted him in. And he wanted to impose whatever he wanted to impose, and they fell out. Boy and Oga, they fell out. And the guy did his second tenure. Through the help of this other, our person here too, that helped him, in the person of E.N. Wike too, that helped him. During, if you remember the whole, what's it called then, where Ganduje, or what's that his name, they were having a billboard in Benin, you know, this dollar saga thing. That was how Obaseki came back on board. He now fell out with even his own deputy. Because godfatherism too, you know this godfatherism thing, when you're there, you want to be a godfather too. He fell out with his deputy. They impeached the guy finally got back with the court and everything. But he didn't really enjoy the government. So we should not lie to ourselves that Monday, what's that? Okpebolo is not a godson to...
A godson, isn't it supposed to be in essence of someone that is being looked up to in the political sector?
Yeah, you look up to him now. You have to follow. You have to follow it.
You get directions from.
So that's what we're saying now. You get directions. He directs you. Put this person there. Put this person there. Do this one. Do this one. That's the one. You will not work. So that's like him being governor in proxy again. So it's just this Godfather thing won't end. Let's just put it that way.
Well, thank you on that. Well, I don't want us to get further because if I ask you,
we'll start dragging.
Yes.
I will drag now.
Let's not get further. Well, Christmas Day strikes on Lakurawa terrorist dens at Gidan Bisa and Gidan Runtua in Silame local government area of Sokoto State. The defense headquarters yesterday attributed the deaths of 10 villagers to the explosion that was triggered by the destruction of Lakurawa terrorist base and not by direct airstrikes conducted by the Nigerian Air Force. Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, who addressed this yesterday on the unfortunate deaths of the villagers, explained that the airstrike was a precision-guided operation targeting the terrorist hideouts in the area. He insisted that the fatalities resulted from the secondary explosion that occurred when the terrorist logistics base housing was hit by airstrikes. He said the terrorist logistics base housed dangerous materials, including hand cartridges and explosives, which detonated when it was struck by the Air Force's precision munitions. Following the airstrike, ground forces moved into the area to assess the strike's impact. The ground forces confirmed that the hideout was successfully neutralized, with minimal damage observed in the surrounding village. The ground forces interacted with the locals in the area who confirmed presence of the Lakurawas terrorists in the general area. I would want to ask, are you aware about the Sokoto explosion that actually happened? And this is the second time it is happening. The first one was the case that it was said to be a mistake. That the airstrikes said that the Sokoto indigents were affected out of mistake because the bombs were targeted to be for the Lakurawa groups because their hideout is close to the two communities that were affected. And then the second instance, now we are getting that the terrorists, the explosive that, destroyed the homes of the Sokoto state citizens were from the terrorists and not the airstrikes. Well, I would love you to elaborate on this. What do you have to say about the situation?
There's one thing we need to know. And what that is there is nowhere in the world that if there will be a military operation of such magnitude or formation that they won't have civilian casualties. It's not done anywhere, except it's a terrorist thing, like you're saying it, that is just this particular area. Now, from the explanation, you see that their hideout is between two communities, two border communities. So there is no way that there won't be civilian casualties. It's not possible. Good thing the military is out. They accepted it. They didn't deny it. Mind you, they didn't deny the thing. They accepted it. But they are trying to let you know that it was not targeted at the civilians. These things wasn't targeted at them. Just that they were just unfortunate when it comes to that. You understand? So it's a pity lives were lost. But I think they should, be constructive and be very careful next time, because this is like the second time. It has even happened, was it last year or year before last?
This is like the third time.
And they were like, it was a mistake. You understand? So with what's happening now, even the casualties, it's even minimal. Some you get up to 40, some it was even a mistaken thing, like they invaded a village and they were thinking of like it's the terrorist hideouts or stuff like that. So my condolences to the families that lost their lives, the villagers and everything. The military should be very careful next time.
Do you agree with the military that it could actually be the terrorist that killed villagers, because
Of course.
there was this statement that the terrorist, the Lakurawa had made statements that he's going to come after the Sokoto state villagers because he feels that they are sending out information to the military. You know, do you feel that there's this situation that the terrorists could actually have attacked the villagers, because there's been a controversy that this explosive that were released are from the military and not the terrorists, and then the military is saying it's not from us.
The military is saying it's not from, because they had a ground invasion. The terrorists are saying that they will attack. You know,
the
military had a ground invasion after the airstrikes. So if they are coming, for me, I will go with the military.
Okay.
As a Nigerian, you understand me? They have come out to say this is what happened. The Lakurawa people can't come out to say such. So whatever the military says to us or have told us, it stands. The casualties, in quotes, it's huge, but it's minimal. And there was a ground invasion. So if there were ground invasions, means there might be mistaken identities. People might be running and the explosive and everything gets to them. So I go with the military, but next time they should be very careful.
So what do you think is the right means that can be used to, dismember or attack this terrorist that the military has been trying to, get into this Lakurawa groups? Because it could happen again, and then we could say it's a mistake, because these two communities are in between this Lakurawa hideouts.
This thing, I'm not a military personnel though, but let's say in the north there, when you go to the north, you know that everybody knows everybody in that community. And these Lakurawa people, they have their informants in the community. So if there is a strange body, they know. The military must always have, or must always give them a surprise attack. There is no way, if maybe we're watching all those their foreign movies where you say, okay, some persons will just go there and stay for years and this, the people know who they are. They will inform the people. They have their people. You understand? They have their people. Now see the Lakurawa leader saying some persons in the community, you think they don't know them? Think they don't know them? It happened in Ahoda during the time of this very I don't know the right word to use, if it's to say useless or something, when he was terrorizing Ahoda people. It was still from the same community that they pinned some persons that day. It was these persons that gave information. They came to the community, they collected these people, they murdered them. They murdered them. I always tell you here, insecurity, if you want to end insecurity, or if insecurity will ever end, it will start from the family. I remember we spoke about this like 2 sessions or thereabout, or last month or so. We talked about it. So there is no way the military can go about it if not a surprise attack of this sort. No way whatsoever. Casualties must be recorded. Okay. It's quite unfortunate, but it will happen. It will happen.
Oh, wow. Well, this is actually a thing for concern, but I would love to ask you quickly the last time. Do you think there's any progress towards this issue of terrorism and then insecurity going on? Because we've had this conversation about insecurity for a long time. Yeah. Do you think there's any progress? Do you think that we should look out for one day to look out for that? Oh, the northern states are actually calm and the security state has been restored.
I said something to you earlier, like some few minutes ago. This thing have gone down to even families, where families even give information out to the terrorists. You understand? So it has gone beyond a state thing. It has gone beyond a local government thing. It has gone beyond a village thing. It's now in the family. I won't bring mine for you to slaughter now. these guys, they gain from these things. You see these people, they flounce bundles of money and stuff like that. You think they don't give to the communities too? You think most community guys don't work for them? They do work for them. So the government should be still, will I use the word proactive? They are more professionals than us. We're just analysts here. You understand? They are more professional than us. They go to the drawing room. They know everything. The theater, what's it called? Theater room or something. They know what they strategize, and I think they are more professional.
Okay, we just hope that the issue of insecurity gets sorted out as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And because the northern states are known for food production in Nigeria,
With
and
the
that's
onion
also,
of that small, this thing now, they are telling me 500 and
so
one.
we will only arrive at this whole problem of food scarcity if the issue of insecurity has been sorted
But you know,
out.
they still sprout every day. Before now, we had the what's it called, Boko Haram. Later they said it's bandits. Now it's now Lukarawa. You understand? Tomorrow they will say it's one other one again. So it's just a thing the military needs to, and the people, they need to pity themselves. They need to look themselves because they are suffering. They can't go to the farms, paying levies and being kidnapped, being raped and maimed every day. Cattle's being rustled, and oh, come on now, these people, they need to pity themselves. We are only feeling the effect because it has to do with our food. You understand?
And there are people also.
Yeah, we're all Nigerians, but their blood is being spilled every day. There's a saying, they said if a dead person is being carried here now, we will be seeing the person or that person as a log of wood. It's the family members that will cry, that is feeling the pain because they've lost somebody. The only thing I'm feeling right now is the tomato and the what's it called? The onion that is expensive. I don't know these people. But families are there crying, dying. Blood are being spilled every day. You get, so that's where they need to pity themselves. They need to pity themselves and pity us at least so that we can have good foodstuffs, cheaper food. Because the only thing that we're feeling now is the money. Apart from the money to get the tomato, onion, and whatever that is coming from the north, there is nothing else we're feeling. We're not feeling anything. The insecurity there is not really affecting us.
So you feel the insecurity there cannot extend to this side of
are we not having our own challenges here? We're having our own challenges here too. We're having our challenges. But their own challenge won't be my problem if, like, see now, 10 persons have died. I don't know them. I'm not feeling it that much.
Yes, I get.
But some other person now is like, this is my father, this is my brother, this is my sister, my aunt, my child. Myself is a northerner just died. Same thing applies to me if anything should happen on this end. That's how they see it. A southerner just died. The only thing we're feeling is the food that is not coming or that is expensive now due to their own crisis. So they should pity themselves. They should pity themselves.
Thank you so much in that, Victor. Director General of the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, Chris Najamo, has convened a meeting with airlines chief executive officers amidst the consistent flight delays and cancellations during the festive season. Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection, NCAA, Michael Ochim-Ugu, disclosed this on his X handle on Thursday. He said that Najomo is cutting short an important assignment to meet with all the CEOs of domestic airlines in Nigeria on Friday. The director recalled that a few days ago, the NCAA announced it would enforce action against 5 airlines, adding that this will be the first time in more than 10 years that the Consumer Protection Department of the NCAA is taking such action. He further stated that he had written to NIMET to begin sending daily weather reports directly to his office, which would enable him to ascertain quickly if an airline lies about weather reports. Well, this is actually a good measure to make sure that flights don't keep getting cancelled over and over again. But I would love to get your thoughts, Victor. Have you actually been into a situation where you had an important you had an emergency, you had to catch a flight. Let's not say it was an emergency. Let's say you had to catch a flight and then it just gets cancelled without information. Well, let's hear that thought first.
I had a first-hand information, first-hand experience today. Is it shocking to you? A friend of mine was traveling. I carried her from the house. We got to that airport road access. I had a flat tire. Do you know, we fixed the tires and everything. We got to the airport by 8:45.
What time was the flight?
8:40.
Okay.
Do you know, up till this moment as we speak, before entering the studio, we spoke. She's still at the airport here, Port Harcourt Airport.
And it's past 12.
And this is past 12. She's still at the airport. She haven't boarded. Telling us that the plane, from what she said, that they said the plane is in Lagos or something. The thing moved from Abuja to Lagos, so from Lagos now it will come to Port Harcourt. You understand me? This is a first-hand thing. Today, the person is still there. She's still there. So you understand that these our people, they are even talking of flight delays and cancellation. What about the fare? It's expensive. From Port Harcourt to Abuja, what she spent was almost, Port Harcourt to Lagos, what she spent is over 140,000 naira.
And that's,
one way.
That depends when she actually books this flight.
Even if you book like a week too.
That's what I'm saying. The
Even if
price
you book
actually
like a week
it's
too.
lesser because maybe she booked.
She booked like 2 weeks too.
Yes. So imagine you booked a week.
A week. So you should be spending close to 200,000. Then if you book like some days too, you know now. You get, so they really need to caution these people. Every day you go to the airport, you see people shouting, fighting. Do you know you can't have an appointment? Before now, air traveling used to be for emergencies. Like I have an appointment now in Abuja, I am hitting the airport. But right now, it's better if you have an appointment for the next day. Go to Waterlines and take a bus. Because the ratio of you getting to Abuja before someone using a flight, it's so wide. Like you will even get there, you meet up the appointment, the person will still be battling at the airport. They will cancel flights, no refunds. You will write mails upon mails upon mails. You call numbers, customer care numbers that are supposed to be going 247. They are telling you that the number does not exist. The number does not have the what to receive calls. The customer care of an airline. You understand me? So these people, they really need to sit up. I'm telling you, go to the airport, you see some persons, they go so mad, like they even start destroying things. Because they don't even have their refunds, they don't even know what's going on.
No explanation.
No explanation from anybody. No explanation. It is a wrong one. The government needs to take serious, they really need to take this matter seriously. Some persons, you see them, they've lost luggages. The airline have no explanation.
I'm actually a victim of losing.
I have been, but the thing is, when it's an international thing, you get your refunds.
Yes.
Whatever I said was in that luggage, it was refunded.
And most times when there is a flight delay in international
but
flights,
you try it here.
For that period.
You understand? They will not. Rather, you stretch your leg, you walk, buying all the expensive snacks in the airport that is not even sweet. You understand me? Then I lost a game. I lost so many things. They paid. Now imagine that thing happening with a Nigerian airline. You go here, they will not pay you. We've had issues. People have lost luggages coming from abroad. They've lost luggages up till this point. They did not get no explanation whatsoever. No explanation. Luggages just go missing that way. So the government needs to take this thing very serious. They really need to. If it's a committee they are setting up, let them set up the committees and everything. It is not a good one. It is not a good. In fact, it's painting us in a bad light. When you hear Nigeria, those people, you have to be very careful. You see, right now the aviation industry, not just this flight delating, the aviation industry needs a total overhaul. The beggars that calls themselves immigration and customs officers, I'm telling you now, they won't do me anything. Am I lying? Let's go there. You see them. I was there this morning. The person is still there. She's still there. So it's not funny. It is not at all. It is not funny. You see touts everywhere. See, my dear sister, this thing.
So what's the overhaul you're referring to? What's
overhaul?
Aside the fact that the
people that needs to be sanctioned, not just the airlines, like I'm saying.
Okay.
Immigration, customs, the workers, Nigerian police, the airport workers. Oh, Father, the way these people they extort money from people, the way they extort money from people, you'll be like, what is going on? And you know this thing, that this is your right, this is your thing. Someone will wake up, you open your luggage, they'll tell you your perfumes you're not supposed to go with it. How possible is that? Didn't they bring it from abroad? The ones that are being produced abroad?
How about the part of when they unzip your luggage?
That's what I'm saying. You understand? No security whatsoever.
So some people actually need to have that baby padlock too.
Yeah, baby padlock is not just one hit and it will go open. What most persons they do if they are traveling, they use this wrap thing to wrap it, to seal it up. Then when I get home, I can now use my scissors or something to just open it. Because if it's just that one, oh Father, you will see it and you're looking at your box, but it's nothing. It's empty.
And like you said, this is actually a bad name to Nigeria.
It's a bad name.
Yes. And they come through.
You get tourists, you see them, you'll be like, am I entering? When you go to airports outside the shores of Nigeria, you understand the meaning of courtesy. You understand that joy. You're welcome. How are you? Not here. Oga fan, what you get for us now? Oga this, or you'll be like, I don't understand. You're just seeing this person is visiting your country for the very first time. The thing you want to do is to collect bribe. That's the only thing you're thinking of, to collect bribe. So it's something that is not nice. It's something that is not nice. They really need to work on. See, the aviation industry, it really needs an overhaul. Honestly, it needs an overhaul. Even see from the gates. Do you know how many tickets you pay when going to the airport now? 2. One at the entrance, one at the car park. How? Same airport. Who does that now? Who does that? Before now, it used to be 200, just that single one. Then you go to the car park and park. Now, you must pay from the entrance. You now pay for this. Very soon, you will be paying for exits. Yes, it will soon happen. It will, because there's nothing that is impossible now for these people not to do. They can do everything. It is very possible. If we can pay 2 tickets, is that not double taxation? Is it not what we're always discussing here? This is double taxation. I'm going in, I'm paying. By the time I get to the car park, I will pay again. Same airport, same tickets.
And those the heads, the ones in authority, the CEOs, actually aware about situations like this. So it's that there's Nigerians are not complaining about situations about them concerning this extortion.
No, about the extortions, it's not the airlines that really extort you.
The individuals. The
individuals, not even their staffs. The immigrations, the Nigerian customs, the police, the airport, is this what they call them? They are all workers from the government, not the airlines. So the CEOs, they don't really have right or powers over those people. They don't whatsoever. They don't. You understand? So it's up to the government through the Minister for Aviation. I think it's Keyamo. Through the Minister for Aviation. Okay, imagine a lawyer being this thing. That one will be a story for another day. Being the Minister for Aviation, They need to cut this thing. It's not just about cancellation of flights and the rest of them. Other things needs to be done. Other things needs to be done.
Well, that's really a sad one.
It is.
Quickly, I'd love to ask you a question, Victor. What are the other things that should be done in this instance?
What are the other things that needs to be done? It's like I said, it's still to overhaul the system.
Oh, okay, let's get
I'm an advocate of overhauling the system.
Let's reason it in the aspect of corruption. That is actually corruption.
That's corruption now. It's not like...
I had a conversation with a guest and he said that corruption is here to stay. You know, yes, and you're asking for a total overhaul in every aspect of the sector.
It will be minimal. There will be fear.
Before, okay,
There will
they
be
will
fear.
still have the bad.
These guys don't have your time. They don't have your time. That's like telling the police not to search someone or telling the police not to collect, the corrupt police officers not to collect bribe. But if there is disciplinary measures put in place and enforced, you'll see that there will be that fear in them. We know, like your guest or your what was it called, said, corruption is here to stay. It's everywhere in the world. If it's not here to stay, that name corruption won't be there. It won't be in our dictionaries. Whatever is in our dictionaries or whatever comes out of our mouth is here to stay. The only things that are not here to stay are things that we don't know or things that we've not discovered. But for the singular fact that the word corruption exists, it is here to stay. So the minister and what's their name, they should really work on themselves. Then the CEOs too. You know, there should be stiff penalties too for these airline operators. There should be stiff penalties. Now, see that lady now. She's traveling to the UK in the evening.
And she's still at
the airport. She's still at the airport. I think after now, when I'm done, I will call her. I will still have to go meet her. Because it's funny. She's still at the airport. So she won't even have that time to rest. If they should have moved by now, even if she gets to the airport, she won't have to go out again. She'll have to stay. And that's stressful. Now doing another 5 hours again, or 6 at night, it's uncalled for when they can actually, get that flight was for 7 or 8:40. I can't really remember this now. I'll have to check. And today she's still there. It's painful. It is.
Well,
stiff penalties needs to be given to them.
Yes.
Needs to be given to them.
Well, thank you on that, Victor. Stiff penalty needs to be given to them. We just hope that when the penalties have been given to them, and the government, the federal government, will actually allow those penalties to get into place and not respect, because
they'll gain from
the
it.
law is not a respect of person,
and they should not be political about it.
Yes, that's where I'm trying to.
They should not be political about it.
That's where I'm trying to drive to, because it's just a weird case where you see a different scenario of someone that stole chicken and he's sentenced to
life imprisonment or death or something. I'd be like, how?
And then someone that has laundered billions and trillions of money is released on bail.
Oh, God.
So it's just I don't know if I
I don't really like when I think of Nigeria like this, it pisses me off. Like, you see some things, you be like, what's going on? A governor, who is that? That judge needs to be called, needs to be sanctioned. Sorry, we're just diverting, these stories, when the thing comes like this, it start ringing in your head. A judge will look, someone stole chicken, he didn't kill anybody. Chicken, you're sentencing the person to, is it life imprisonment or to death? And the governor is now,
actually caught with arms. That he was caught with arms, that's why he...
Arms, did he use it? Was he for armed robbery? Did they charge him for armed robbery? It was not armed robbery.
Okay.
Chicken, or cook or fowl. You understand me? Now the governor was so proud to say he has a how was it? He has pardoned. Trying is that one political strategy or what? That word alone, someone stole chicken. They need to call those judges. Like, what's going on? What kind of judgment is this? How?
How many chickens can 1 trillion naira buy?
1 trillion.
Moving forward, Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) has raised concerns about the aging pipeline infrastructure and operational inefficiencies, identifying them as key factors responsible for the decline in oil revenue during the third quarter of 2024. As a result, it doubts the Nigerian National Petroleum Company's NNPC Limited projection of hitting daily 2 billion PBD oil production. The CBN report, however, warns that Nigeria's goal of achieving an oil production target of 2 million barrels per day by the end of 2024 remains under threat unless urgent measures are taken to address infrastructure and operational challenges. The report further noted that despite a modest rise in crude oil production to 1.33 million barrels per day from 1.27 mpbd in the previous quarter, theft, vandalism, and infrastructural deficits continued to stifle revenue growth. NNPC has also said it was working hard to achieve the 2 million PBD target. The Chief Corporate Communications Officer, NNPC Limited, Olufemi Sonoye, said the company has already achieved production increase to 1.8 million barrels per day, with expectations that the newly introduced Production Monitoring Command Center would spur its ambition of 2 million ppd. You and I always have this conversation of oil and gas a lot, and maybe you will be the new CEO of NNPC.
Atn chapter now.
Yeah. Maybe you've been the new CEO. We would have to check on that. Well, I'd love to get your thoughts about the CBN raising concern about the production target, saying that the infrastructure, is not really put in place, so it can affect the production of oil. Do you agree with the concern that has been raised by Central Bank of Nigeria?
Yeah, I totally agree with them. Those pipelines, those infrastructures, they are old. Some things there, someone that worked in that refinery said something to me that, Victor, you cannot use a 2024 Rolls Royce parts to fix a Cadillac of 1759.
Okay.
That refinery over there, the one in Warri, the one in Kaduna, the one in Port Harcourt here, they are old. They cannot work again. The pipelines are rusty. They have passed the age of changing or replacements. These pipes, they have time frames. The calibration and everything, the time frame for it to withstand that pressure. Most times when you hear oil spillage, it's not actually man-made or vandals that did those things. Those pipes cannot carry the pressure no more. They will explode. So the CBN, they are 100% correct. But like I will say, our fear again is, this is an avenue for some persons to become richer. I'm saying this not as I don't know the right word to use, but I'm saying this as a critic, a positive critic. The next minute, I have friends. Someone will tell you that a bolt, just bolts or valve head to replace something, they are ready to shut down that plant for more than a year, just because they want to have like 1,000% or more from the purchase of that thing. something of maybe, let's say, 1 million, they are ready to delay or shut down production so that they can get 500 million. That is what is happening in our country. So the pipelines, I totally agree with them. The infrastructure, I totally agree with them. They're meeting the 2 million barrels per day, that they can't achieve it. I totally agree with them too. Because it's not just the pipelines. We have vandals on the side though. We have corruptions too at the head. So all these things will contribute or attribute to the fact that they cannot achieve that now. Will they start changing the pipes today to achieve that? It's not possible. So they should be doing with the 1 point something they are trying to do.
So Victor,
or they have already.
Does it mean I should agree with you when you said the Port Harcourt refinery is actually not functioning?
Is it functioning? Is it, you want me to, okay, you know what, next week I'll make a video and we'll play it here. I'll make a video, we'll play it, so that the world will see that it's not working. Next week, I promise you this. I'll make a video. Let me be a journalist right now. I'll be a journalist on this one.
I'll do that.
I'll bring the videos to tell you that it's not working. I'll bring it to you, we'll play it. I'll make myself available, I'll be a guest here, we'll play it. So you see that these things are not working. I told you before now, the only thing that worked there was just the fence. That's just the only thing they painted the fence. That's the only thing that worked there.
So why did they repaint the fence?
They were anticipating now for the refineries to start working again. And now they are coming up tomorrow, they tell you it's not working, tomorrow is working, this one, that one. Go there is not working. It's just here, very close to Okrika here. It's not working. It is not. So these people shouldn't be deceiving us. Find the end, CBN has come out to say it's difficult in getting that. NNPC the last time, I think they said they crossed their profit margin. That's what they said. So if they can cross that, maybe they'll do the magic again now, so that they can be getting the 2 million barrels per day.
Well, that's a serious one, though. We hope that this whole thing, because President Bola Ahmed Tinubu actually said that for him to, Labour said that if the president has to remove the subsidy, he has to make sure that the refineries are working, and he agreed to it.
Is it working now?
So seeing that the refineries are not working and subsidy has been removed.
He has removed it from the very first day in office. Is it working till date? And we're buying fuel at, today I bought fuel at 1,010 naira. And people are happy. Something I bought for 186 naira last year. And I'm buying for 1,010 naira. I cannot be happy with these people though. The refineries are not working. I cannot be happy with them. Because it's just a roller coaster thing. You go up to date, same thing. Every store, every day. So it's not a good one. It is not a good one at all. It is not.
Thank you on that, Victor. Thank you so much. I know how you feel, but I don't know what to say about that.
I'm feeling bad. I need just handkerchief to clean my tears. I'm feeling bad.
Are you crying?
I am crying. I am crying. Honestly, it's not funny. It's not at all. It's not funny.
Human rights activist and lawyer Mr. Femi Falana, SAN, has urged the federal government to compensate the families of those involved in the recent stampedes in parts of the country. Falana stated this on Friday in Akure during a program organized by the Ondo State government tagged Akere Dolu Leadership Lecture Series to honor the late governor. Falana blamed the Nigerian police for the recent stampedes in Ibadan, Anambra and Abuja, where over 65 persons died in the process of collecting palliatives. According to him, the police failed to adequately protect people during the gatherings. It was failure of security, it's not poverty that caused all the loss of lives. If there is any process or gathering, they, which are the police, should provide security, the lawyer said. There's just been this, most times, oftentimes when things happen, you get different perspective from different people about a particular scenario, about that particular story. We've heard from the point of it's caused by hardship. This issue of stampede was caused by hardship. The police said it was caused by the fact that the organizers did not observe security measures. Even the National House of Assembly actually said that security measures should be observed in public places. And then Falana has said he's blaming the police for the issue of stampede, and he has also urged the federal government to compensate families of the victims. We'll go on a quick break. When we return, we will continue with the story. Just stay with us. Welcome back. Well, I wanted to ask you about it's here about the stampede that happened in your state, about the fact that so many people have the perspective about the scenario. Some labeled it that it was caused due to the hardship in the country, which could be one of the reasons. Some said the safety measures were not put in place, and then Father and I saying that the police have to be held accountable for it. But his sole response to this situation is that the federal government should compensate the families of victims. Well, right here, I want to ask you: is it necessary that everything that happens in the country, the federal government needs to cater for those needs?
No, definitely not. I need to fault Falana on this one. That is the police that caused it. We shouldn't always be shying away from the truth all because we want to shine. What caused that thing? It's a simple thing. Hunger in the land. You cannot control the crowd no more. We've had issues of stampedes, even in Port Harcourt here, in Rivers State. We've had the one at a polo club, a church program. I was, should I use the word, fortunate enough to have passed that area when it happened in Port Harcourt. To have passed that area around that period. I went, clubbing, and I passed that area that particular day that thing happened. As early as 3 a.m., the entire polo club was filled up. As early as 3 a.m., the entire polo club was filled up. Why was that? Hunger. Some, I will use the word greed. Because some persons can actually provide those things for themselves. But they still want more that they are not even going to use for themselves. Now, Falana saying it's the police, I totally disagree with him. It is not the police. Fine, the police was informed. Definitely, or for sure, they drafted their men or their personnel to that location. But you can't tell me if they are overwhelmed, what do you expect them to do? There were stories like in the one of Ibadan, where people were carrying their children, throwing them across the fence. That was where the issue started, from the stories we had, where children were hitting their heads on concrete. Because the mothers believe when they throw, they will stand them, or people will get them. But children were, hitting their heads on concrete, going, what's it called? Going unconscious and stuff like that. Then there was panic. Everybody running hectare scatter. And you know this thing about stampede, once you fall down, everybody's marching. Nobody is seeing you. Just imagine we dragons then, once people fall on you, it's as if the world is coming to an end. So them saying is the police. How is it the police? You see that thing, as early as 3 a.m., I bet you, that place must have been filled up.
And then this was supposed to be a children fun fair.
That's what
you'll be surprised to see adults. In
now,
this,
like like the stories, like people were throwing their children, knowing fully well that it's a children thing. They won't have access to that place. They were throwing the children because they had, maybe it's the ex-queen or something. She have money. She'll give them the very best and stuff like that. In Aba recently, there was a stampede when they did this is their religious program. Is it Matters Day or something? There was a stampede. Once there is crowd, if it's not properly managed, heat can actually kill someone. You are stressed, you are tired, before you know what's happening, you are fainting. You just have that fainting spell and the next minute you're off. People will match you, they won't even see you. So they shouldn't be saying it's the police. They shouldn't be saying it's the police. You understand? They shouldn't be saying it's the police. They should try as much as they can sometimes to be blaming the people, not just the police. You can't. Okay, what's the police supposed to do there? What are they supposed to do?
Okay, do you think it was necessary for the Queen and the others that were arrested? Do you think it was necessary for them to be filed, charges to be filed against them by the courts, so the magistrates' courts of Oyo State?
It's a normal thing. You have to file. The police will have to make a report and you charge them.
Okay.
It's a normal thing. Investigations, but I don't think the investigations were done properly or something, because there's no way they didn't inform the police on that. So there's no way. I think the thing was too hasty. I think even in Abuja too, they arrested the Reverend Father, but I don't know if the one in Anambra, if they've arrested the guy. You get so.
So finally, the government should compensate families of those.
Why would the government compensate the families? Let me ask you. Did the government do anything to them? We shouldn't always be blaming the government for all these things. We know there's hunger in the land, but there shouldn't be greed.
Yeah, because I've actually heard of a scenario where someone said he's been in the sports where these palliatives are being distributed.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were, you should be aware of scenarios like that, where someone receives his palliative, drops it somewhere, and come back for the next one. That same greed we're actually talking about.
It happens. So most times we attribute it to greed.
Imagine you receive yours and leave. It reduces
you
the
understand?
crowd.
It reduces the crowd.
When you leave, drop it and come back.
You
and
understand?
Then all
so
of that.
That's the thing.
So you're not siding Falana.
The government, why would they compensate them? We shouldn't be playing politics with everything. We shouldn't be criticizing the government always. Why should the government compensate them? Like I said, yes, we know there is hunger in the land. But that doesn't mean everyone will have to be stupid. That doesn't mean everybody will have to be greedy. If you come and you see that the crowd is much, the best thing you do is you go back home. It's not safe. It's not safe. We're adults. There are places we'll go to, and when we look at the place, not like there's something telling us to go back, but we know that this place is not conducive.
Yeah, talking about going back home quickly, the Anambra stampede that occurred, there was this scenario that, this story, it reports that the man asked his wife not to go to get any palliative from the government, and she went with her little baby.
What about the ones in Port Harcourt here? The man went for work. The wife said she was going to get something. The man never knew his children. The wife carried them there.
Yes.
And they died. We have stories.
All of them died.
But the woman didn't die. See how the woman has thrown the man into a long-lasting agony. Not that the man cannot afford it, but just because you want to follow the crowd, you killed your children. You hear them, there is this thing we're going for. Some didn't even tell their husbands.
Her husband particularly told her not to go. And sadly, she went with a less than 1 year old baby.
And the baby died.
She died and the baby survived. The stories where
I will take my baby and they should just bury her.
Saw her on the ground with the baby wrapped behind her, you know, and then she was lifeless. Well, luckily the baby survived. You know, that's actually really
I'll train my baby. I'll train my baby. She killed herself. If your husband will say, don't go, he's not saying don't go because he has plenty or he has the world. No. Probably the crowd there will be much. He knows
how it would really turn out because this is Nigeria. We know how
like right now, things are hard. Work. We know people, if I should say I want to do something now, you see the traffic. Not to talk of people that are already known names. These are known names. So if they say don't go, then don't go. There's a way you see a crowd, you say, no, I can't go here. Our instincts should be the ones telling us not to. So many of them there, they died because, not that they don't have, but it's because of the greed. So the government compensating them. For what? Did the government kill them? Is it a government palliative something? No. It is not. So the government have no blame on this one. Fine, like I will always say, we know there is hunger in the land. We know there is hunger in the land. But the government didn't tell them to come and collect palliatives. If maybe it was the government that said, okay, we're organizing something at, let's say, this stadium now, people should come. And something happens, then you can say the government of the day should, you know, not an individual thing. You are not compensating them for what? Now you are not pushing it to the police so that the compensation will now be kind of weighty and stuff like that. Is, to me, it's arrant nonsense.
Okay, in as much as we know we need to come away or run off from this hunger situation happening in the country, we should also learn to manage our greed and then be contented, actually. Be contented, yes. Even though the government is saying, yes, we have palliatives for everybody, there's crowd in that space. You just not try to be involved. And it's for the less privileged and not for everybody.
And the affected ones. You see people, they want to share palliatives for we that were staying on dry lands.
Who wants to get permits.
What are we collecting for? What are we collecting for? And if we go there now, there is a stampede. You now say the government should compensate my family. They should compensate the family for what? That I left the dry land and I want to go and collect something that is not mine. It's wrong.
Thank you so much in that, Victor. Well, quickly, we have that West Africa's regional bloc, ECOWAS, has dismissed accusations by Niger's military leadership that Nigeria is involved in efforts to destabilize its neighbor. The allegations were made by Niger's military leader, General Abdurrahman Tichani, during a televised broadcast on Christmas Day. Tichani claimed Nigeria was harboring 2 French nationals expelled from Niger for alleged anti-government activities. He further accused France of establishing a base in Nigeria near the Lakurawa forest close to Sokoto, where he alleged a pact was made with a jihadist group Islamic State West Africa Province, otherwise known as ISWAP, to armed terror groups raging in Niger. Nigerian authorities are not unaware of this underhanded move, Tichani said, asserting that the alleged deal occurred on March 4, 2024. Earlier in December, Niger's foreign minister summoned Nigerian charges accusing the country of serving as a rare base for activities aimed at destabilizing Niger. Both Nigeria and ECOWAS have categorically denied the allegations in a statement released late Thursday. ECOWAS praised Nigeria's long-lasting commitment to regional peace and security. Well, a little background study. Niger General has actually said that France has made Nigeria a military base to attack them, and it's just beside the Sokoto place you just mentioned, that the Lakurawa base, you know, and we're actually trying to fight the Lakurawa. So I don't know how we want to have a base to actually fight another country where we're not done fighting.
It's not the Lakurawa forest, not
Lakurawa
the terrorist group. It's not the group.
The Lakurawa forest.
Yes, it's not.
It's a base where the bandits have been as a campaign.
No, it's different from the Lakurawa people, the Lakurawa terrorists.
Okay.
That's like a forest, you know, just like a Sambisa.
The Lakurawa is a group of people.
Yeah.
And then the forest where they are they are based is close to the Sokoto state.
No, you're getting it wrong.
Okay, make it right then.
Lakurawa forest is different from the group itself. They are not saying the Lakurawa people or the Lakurawa boys, that's their forest or that's where. No.
That is the Lakurawa base close to Sokoto. This is where the Nigerian
military.
They
said Lakurawa forest.
No, I said the Lakurawa. Maybe that was a mistake.
It should be a mix of them.
The Lakurawa group of people are based close to the Sokoto state, where the Nigerian military tried to bomb mistakenly, and then two local governments got affected and people died.
Yeah.
And that base is where the Lakurawa group is staying.
Okay.
Their general has said that Nigeria is harboring a military base here to attack them, and we are being funded by France.
Okay.
So I'm asking, if we have not been able to fight the new terrorist group that have been based in this country, how much time do we have to fight Niger, and for what reason? Though ECOWAS has defended Nigeria against this destabilization claims, but I want to get your thoughts if you agree with this thought from the Niger Republic General.
The Niger General didn't just say. I'm not saying there is a military base here in Nigeria, maybe being run by France. No. You know, the Niger people, they had this thing, or they have this thing with, I think it's a Francophone country, I think.
Yes.
They had this thing with France over the years. And I think France, they were being colonized by the French people. So they have expelled these people. After they took over power, they told them to leave the country and stuff like that.
Okay.
And their resources, if you want it, you buy with their currency, you buy with their other stuff. And you need to come and refine, build those factories you're building there to come take the other thing, build it then Niger. So they're saying, or the general coming to say, France is having a base here. I think it's just out of fear, or speculations, or assumptions, believing that since these people who've told them to leave the country, just like they said that 2 persons that were expelled, 2 diplomats also, they are now residing in Nigeria. So that's where the fear, I think, it's coming from. So the Nigerian government, through Nuhu Ribadu, I think, have refuted that, and ECOWAS have come out to say there is nothing of such.
Okay.
So there is nothing of such. So we should just keep our hands crossed. Like you said, we've had a whole lot of wars in our hands. We can't afford to add another war to this one we're already fighting. You understand? We can't afford to add another to this one we're already fighting.
Okay.
I think it's something they can discuss, or trash out diplomatically. than this plenty counter
So do
press
you
conference
think
and
these
stuff like that.
allegations, these claims are things that can be discussed or trashed out amicably, like you said?
No, like right now, France, what's it called? Nigeria have come out to say there's nothing of such.
Okay.
The claims are false. ECOWAS have come out to say there's nothing of such. The claims are false. So it's left for the people of the general. I forgot the name is very long though.
Abdul
Something Hamen or something to set up his own, should I use the word formation again, against external attacks if he thinks there is an attack or an attack. But they shouldn't attack first. That's just how the thing is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you on that. Well, finally, the last story for today, quickly, with time not on our side. We have the U.S. President-elect Donald Trump filed a brief Friday urging the Supreme Court to pass a law that would ban TikTok the day before his January 20 inauguration if it is not sold by its Chinese owner, ByteDance. In light of the novelty and difficulty of this case, the court should consider staying the statutory deadline to grant more breathing space to address these issues. Trump's legal team wrote to give him the opportunity to pursue a political resolution. Trump was fiercely opposed to TikTok during his 2017 to 2021 first term and tried in vain to ban the video app on national security grounds. The Republican voiced concerns echoed by political rivals that the Chinese government might tap into U.S. TikTok users' data or manipulate what they see on the platform. U.S. officials had also voiced alarm over the popularity of the video-shaping app with young people, alleging that its parent company is subservient or to Beijing and that the app is used to spread propaganda, claims denied by the company and the Chinese government. Trump called for the U.S. company to buy TikTok with the government sharing the sale price, and his successor, Joe Biden, went one stage further, signing a law to ban the app for the same reasons. Trump has now, however, reversed the course. Quickly, Victor, I'd love to ask you, do you think TikTok, Trump actually had the case, I don't know if you're aware about the story, that Trump actually was saying that they should ban TikTok because of the propaganda that it has been using and the hate speech they actually use it to do. Do you think that first off, do you think that it should be put in place? Because right here, he has said that the Supreme Court should put a pause to the ban. But first off, do you think that he should ban it? Because TikTok right here is one of the popular apps one of the most popular social media apps that is being used to get money, connect with people, and all of that. I'm not trying to, advertise the app, but we're trying to refer to the first thing that Trump actually wants to get done. I'm sure he has a lot of things that have been put in place, like you said earlier. Do you think the ban is one of the is actually a good one?
I'm not in the tech world. I'm not also a cyber security expert.
Okay.
Now, the US government had to cite some reasons why they need to ban this TikTok. They are scared that China, a fellow giant like them, might hack into their database. That's why I use the word I am not a cyber security expert.
Okay.
So I can't explain all this thing is not broad to me. Trump complained about this. Now, it's not just about the security thing. Now they're even trying to make them sell it to the American market.
Okay, yes.
You understand? So, is it political? Is it about China? Or is it about their business thing? You understand? Is it about the popularity? So, I will still maintain the fact that I am not a security expert. I cannot discuss on that particular area how they can hack database and whatever to do what they want to do. But Trump coming back now to start saying it shouldn't be banned because it was supposed to be banned, I think, on the 19th or so, and he's coming in on the 20th. They shouldn't be banned. They should steal that thing for now. He knows best. He knows what he wants to do. He knows where or how he wants to negotiate or push this whole thing.
Okay.
You understand? So, like I was still saying.
You're not in cyber security. Okay.
Not that versatile in those.
Do you use the app?
Oh man, I do.
So, do you think that it has actually been used for propaganda and?
Of course. Even in Nigeria here, they use TikTok for propagandas and stories. But even the app, Facebook, don't they use it for same?
Okay.
Instagram, is it not same thing?
This is a rising app. It's more like it's called the Gen Z app that is more popular right here, and people use it more.
They just hit, I think, 1 billion users. So users rather. So you see, it's gaining popularity. That doesn't mean it's every social media thing has its ups and downs.
Okay.
It's good
and bad
part of it.
Okay.
If they say propaganda, the people that were just arrested recently, that they said they defamed the president and the son or something. Was it not on Facebook?
Okay.
It wasn't on TikTok. So TikTok on its own, they've had dangerous challenges that have been causing a whole lot. So.
Thank you, Victor. So, but actually, this is not what the Donald Trump should actually face right here. There are more pressing needs than banning of TikTok.
Hit the ground's running, so
okay.
There's no two ways about it.
Okay.
He has already been
making plans. Okay.
So
well, thank you on that, Victor. Thank you so much for coming here. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us, as always, whenever you're called upon. Thank you for having to spend your Sunday morning with us. Well, thank you, viewers, for being with us. This is where we wrap it up on this episode of Atn Sunday. We hope you had an amazing time. We are open for advert placements, bookings, and commercials. You can connect with us on all our Atn socials, on Facebook and YouTube, on Atn Television Network, on Instagram and TikTok, on Atn TV Network 1, on Twitter, on Atn TV Net, which is live on our website at www.atn.net.work.tv. Peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Open air comes up shortly. Don't go away. I am Chidima Wadike. Do have a blessed Sunday.